Hello and welcome back to this series of how to make videos, which I hope will be of interest to teachers and teaching assistants in primary and middle schools. In a previous video in this series I showed you how to make a set of panpipes, a very simple musical instrument, a wind instrument, where we use plastic straws and we block the ends up with blue tack. Another class of wind instrument are called reed instruments, and this is because they use sometimes a single flap which vibrates, sometimes a double flap which vibrates. It can be made out of wood, cane, metal, plastic. Examples of single flap reed instruments are the clarinet and the saxophone. Double reed instruments, examples of the oboe, the bassoon and bagpipes. But we can make our own very simple version using drinking straws. Now I have seen it done with plastic straws. The advantage with plastic straws is that if they're used a lot they don't go soggy like paper straws do. But you have to flatten the end of the straw. And I find that to do that you really need something like an iron on a low heat to heat up the plastic slightly to get it to flatten enough. So I'm going to stick to using paper straws. I normally use the standard art straws, which are commonly found in primary schools. But I'm going to show you first of all with a jumbo paper straw. I picked these up in the local bargain store. I don't tend to use these with pupils because you have to blow very hard to get them to work, but I'm just going to show you with this because it will show up more easily on the video. So the first thing to do is you have to flatten the end. Now I'm still getting used to these paper straws. They are quite thick, so you can flatten it a bit with your finger and thumb, but it's better if you can get it even flatter than that. So I put it on the table and rub the edges with the handle of a pair of scissors to get it really flattened. You see that? Looks a bit like a screwdriver. And how much? That's back about 2 centimeters. We then get some scissors and we're going to cut each of the folds off, slightly angling the scissors in. Now I hope you're seeing that. I don't want to come to a point. I want to leave a gap in between. It will be a bit more obvious when I've cut the other side. So can you see, again it looks like a screwdriver. I've left a bit in the middle. Gently squeeze across the fold to open up the reeds. Can you see the reeds opening up? And then flatten them back again. This is where I start hoping for the best. You sometimes get a stubborn one that just won't work. To blow these, you put the whole reed inside your mouth. So imagine this is the back of my mouth, these are my lips. I'm putting the whole thing inside the reed inside my mouth, bringing my lips down well away from the reed, and keep your tongue away from the reed as well. And you do have to blow quite hard. If it doesn't work, try blowing harder. If it still doesn't work, try blowing not so hard. When you'll soon learn the pressure needed. So fingers crossed, let's see. Yes, that's a great success. And we've got that characteristic vibrato sound that you get with reed instruments. And of course, if we start cutting bits off, the pitch will get higher and higher and higher. The frequency will get higher and higher. Let's see if we can try that. So I'm not sure I want to be in a class with 30 children blowing those, but never mind. You do have to blow quite hard. and I'm not sure that young children will be able to blow hard enough. So I usually use the standard art straws. The technique is exactly the same. Because the paper is thinner, you can completely flatten it with your finger and thumb. You cut one of the folds off at an angle, turn it over, cut the other side off at an angle, squeeze it to open up the double reed. Can you see that? And then I find they have to be quite close, so I almost squash it again. Can you see that? Again, the whole thing goes in your mouth. There we go. It happens quite a lot. Sometimes you get one that just stubbornly won't work. So fold them together again, open it up, and let's try again. Success. And I'm making that sound without blowing quite as hard as I had to with the jumbo size paper straw. You can improve the sound by mounting the reed inside, fixing it to a piece of tubing. This is electrical conduit, which you can buy in 3-metre lengths in DIY stores. I've cut off the end of a drinks bottle and fitted it to the end by wrapping insulating tape around it. You could make a cone out of paper or card, and then to fit the reed I've just coiled some blue tack around it, very, very carefully, making sure that you don't squash the art straw. And then just push that onto the end. Let's just see what it sounds like without the tube. And pushed into the tube. Now you get a more sort of rounded sort of sound. I hope you're not expecting to hear any music. I can't play music, but I've drilled some holes in this tube, and you can get 1 or 2 different sounds out of it. I hope you enjoy making these. What should we call them? Drinking straw oboes? Thanks for watching.